welcome to Game Room Crafts. I'm Kelly. This is my game room. Let's play. Today we're going to be doing Let's Resin Apple Mold. And we're doing this in my fall series because, apple for the teacher. But also, we used to go, when the kid was little, we would go down to the orchard in late September, early October to pick apples. And then we would immediately come home and bake apple pies. And this was a tradition we did every year with the kid and my nephews and her aunt and uncle who have moved away from our area now. So yeah, we don't do it no more because the kid's not interested in walking through the orchard. That was a fun thing we did every year. So we're going to do a red apple. This apple does have a stem in the center, so I'm going to be burnishing some golden into the stem. Just because I don't want it to be brown, and it shouldn't be red because that's not part of the apple. The kid has decided in her infinite wisdom that we are going to mix colors into our resin. We are going to be using Recollections Poppy, which is a nice red, but it does have a little bit of an orange base to it. We're going to be using Rosafar Mauve, just a little, she said, and also Rosafar Red. There's not much in here, and that's why we're mixing our colors today. First, our stem. Put it on the side. Don't want to sprinkle gold everywhere. Oh, I'm picking up the gold that was in my cap because I do store these bottles upside down so that I can see what I'm looking at. And look, just doing that, I dropped gold in my apple, so that's going to require some cleanup. But I'm going to get that in there, rub it in really good. Good thing is you can see through this mold, so I can flip it upside down and see, did I miss anything? Does it need to be darker? And I think I got it, but just for good measure, I'm going to put a little bit more right down the center and go down into that top bit and rub it in really good with my brush. And I have a baby wipe. And I'm just going to clean up that excess powder that I really don't want in the rest of my apple. I just want it in the stem. So I'm going to go around, give it a good rub, make sure it's not hiding up in that lip. And I think I did get the stem well. Ah, look at that. Okay, that's on the outside. Okay, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. I'm golden. Yes, I said it. I am an idiot of phenomenal proportions. Okay, brush clean, put it away. Clean that off. Luckily, I kept the main part of my apple upside down because look at that. Just from putting my brush down next to it, the outside of the apple got gold smudged. Okay, so if you look at our apple, it says it takes 4.1 fluid ounces. And I'm checking, and that's going to be the total. See, I've had some Let's Resin before, and it gives you the amount. But if it's a jar or if it's a two-piece item, always check because sometimes it will have a number on the lid and a number on the base itself. This one, no, it only has one number. So that's for the total for the entire project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since it says 4.1, and I don't like to mix up half and half, so I'm going to go ahead and mix up 5. And if I have leftover, I have other things I can pour it in. I'll be right back. Okay, I have mixed up 5 ounces of the Bond Crafter 1-to-1 epoxy resin. And what we're going to do is we are going to add our 3 colors that the kid chose, which is the Rosafar Red, the Rosafar Mauve, and the Recollections Poppy. Less mauve than anything else, but red first. So I'm just going to put a scoop of each one right into our resin. That's like a half of what I put for the red because she didn't want it taking over. I tap it because, as I said, I store them upside down. A nice scoop of the poppy, and you can see that the poppy is a little more orange than the Rosafar Red. It's still a nice red, but there is, I think, there's like an orange base as opposed to, say, a blue base. I'm going to need to be getting more red because Christmas is around the corner, and we use a lot of red during Christmas when I do my ornaments, candy canes, blah diddy blah blah blah. So I'm wetting those down first because I don't want them to poof up in my face. Now, I already mixed this resin up enough that there's no striations, none of the candy floss string looking things. So now we're just going to mix in our color. That is is actually quite a nice red, but is it dark enough? And you know, it's still a little translucent, so that's not what I want. I want it to be opaque because I want whoever gets the jar to be able to put whatever they want in the jar without having to show it off to the whole world. So I'm going to put another scoop of the red, same with the mauve, and I actually really like what all the colors mixing together is doing. And poppy. That was actually quite a bit mauve, so I think I need to add a little more red to balance it out. Otherwise, it's going to end up being more mauve than anything else. We don't want the mauve to take over. Put a good scoop of the poppy in, but now I need to add more of the red so we can even it up. That should give us what we want. And again, I wet that down before I turn on my mixer because I don't want poofings. And here we go. I'm gonna let that sit a bit and see if any unmixed powder rises up, because it will. Let it do its thing, let it rise up on its own, and it makes it much easier in the long run. And you see the unmixed resin just popping up, rising to the surface there? That's the stuff. That's what I was looking for. We need to get that mixed in really well, otherwise it will blemish your final project. I'm gonna scrape down the side because I know I saw some clumps of powder there. That, in my opinion, is a beautiful red, and I can no longer see my stick through it. So that's exactly what we were looking for. Kid did a good job picking that combination. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stick this, well, I'm going to get all this extra off of my paddle. It doesn't need to be there. It does need to be in our cup. I do it with my finger. I think that's the best way to do it. For me, anyway. And then I quickly give it a spritz. I'll wipe it down, because if I don't, I'll forget. And then it'll be a pain to have to deal with after the fact. I mean, you can peel it off, but what happens is eventually it will make your paddle start cracking. The integrity of the silicone gets warped. Okay, so this is going to go in the debubbler for 1 round, and I'm going to keep an eye on it because it is actually kind of high. And we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and this has been through the bubbler, and it is ready to go. Remember, I colored my stem golden. So we're going to fill that first. And I'm gonna, yeah, did you see that giant bubble? Giant bubble. Give it a squeeze so the giant bubble comes out. Again. Interesting. Now some of my gold came out of my stem and it's in my resin, but you know what? I'm not angry about it. Let's see if I can mix it in. Seeing as how this is already a mix of colors anyway. So what I did there was I squeezed it so the air was out. And then as I poured it, I slowly released it. Hopefully that will stop any more bubbles from forming. We shall see. All we can do is hope at this point. Okay, so go ahead and fill that up. And you're gonna keep an eye on your lip here. Where you see white spots, that's air. So you want that out. No white spots. Okay, remember how I said the top said 4.1 fluid ounces and I didn't see anything on the bottom? I need to recheck the bottom because I've made 5 ounces and there's no way that what's remaining is going to fill up that bottom. So I need to recheck it to see if there's a number on it somewhere. I do not see a number on the bottom anywhere, so I don't know. That's interesting. It will tell you, like that one said 4.1, if there's a different number for this, it will tell you, but I'm not seeing a number here. All right, so like I said, I made up 5. I poured the top, and I have like an ounce left, which is, you know, what I should have because it said 4.1. But yeah, no, there's no way this is going to fill this up, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in, get it down to the bottom, and get that squeezed out. Scrape it all in. And I'm going to mix up the remainder of camera and pour it in. While I have this going, I'm going to go around and squish my base because that, remember, is going to be the top of the apple. That's going to be where you're meeting the lid. Okay, so I'm going to squish that. I'm going to use my scribe and go in because it's the thinnest thing I have. See, I know there's a bubble there. I'm trying to coax it to come out. There's one. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to mix up another 5, see what we get, and we will see you back on demold, and I will let you know what the total amount was. Okay, see you soon. We're back, and these are cured, and they are still warm, fresh out of the curing box. We'll do the bottom first. I can tell you that there was shrinkage, so this will have to get trimmed, which is really weird because I domed it. I domed that sucker. There's a whole purpose of buying these. I mean, I use them for getting my mica out. Come on. I'm having, okay, here we go. Roll. Roll is good. Pull is not so good. Roll is better. Come on. There we go. Whew. Pop. That's actually a quite satisfying sound. Dude, your color choices on this was just, wow. Did you see that?
Yeah, that is in fact
red. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, as with a real apple, there is fluctuation in color throughout the skin.
Doesn't that mean you just didn't mix it?
No. Well, first of all, this is 2 different pours.
So that would...
But you can see where they mix together. There are no bubbles on the top, so that's good. I do have to trim the bottom where it shrank, which is really weird that it shrank like that because, like I said, it was domed. Now this, I know I'm going to have to grind down because I messed that up when I poured the extra resin in there. No, I see a bubble. You see the bubble, people? Right there, white. Okay. The kid just stomped away because I can never demold these things without asking for help. And I'm not going to do it this time. I refuzzle. Oh, sharp, a little bit sharp. There we go. Loosen it up. Oh, so total, this ended up taking 8 ounces. And I actually had to go on the website and look because nowhere on the bottom here does it say how many ounces it takes. Nowhere. So, come on. You can do it. Let go. Ah.
Well, it's still warm.
Yeah, I broke the stem.
You wouldn't have if you waited till it wasn't warm.
You don't know that.
Mom.
Don't know that.
You're impatient.
I am impatient. That is, in fact, my middle name. Mom, impatient. Me. Hey, kid.
Yeah.
I can't get the stem out. I can't get it out.
I mean, not all apples have long stems.
Oh, but it's gold.
Oh, this mold is just stupid.
It's hard. And because of the X, the support X's, the mold is just stupid. I'm going to go with that. That's my answer.
No, but like, it gets wider as it goes up.
Yes. Okay, so there was a bubble here and another one here. So while she works on getting the stem out, I'm going to tape around those. So I have another one over here. I'm going to work on those first. They're kind of big. Yep.
Pepsi, you're not making this easy.
That is not his job. His job is, in fact, to make things difficult. He's really good at it. You're smiling. You think that's funny? I don't know about other dog owners, but my dog laughs at us most times. We're going to... What are you using? Please don't cut my mold. We're going to drop some UV resin in the hole. There's 2 holes right there.
Mom,
it's just... You broke it.
In my attempts to make it better, I made it worse.
How?
I was trying to pull it out with pliers.
Did you tear the mold?
Not the mold, but the stem. And now I can't get it out. I say as though I could have gotten it out in the first place.
Here,
With the pliers?
if you have to. There we go. Shprek. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to fix that. You did a me, huh? Did you hear that? In an attempt to make it better, I made it worse. That's what she said. Apparently, that is a me.
You do that sometimes.
You do that all the time. So you know what she just said about in my attempt to make things better, I make them worse. Hey, Light, come here. So I'm going to fill these holes. And then probably tomorrow, because it's actually kind of late here, I will go in with my Dremel and see this is all warped. It's not smooth. So I will smooth that out and I will trim this because it is very sharp. Right here is very sharp. I don't want to do it with my deburring tool right now because it's still not cured all the way. What will happen if you use your deburrer right now or even your craft knife, you'll rip it. You just wait until tomorrow morning. I can go in with my Dremel and just right around. Since I have to even out the bottom anyway. I swear I used my scribe to pull out bubbles, but apparently I missed these, especially these big ones. And the thing is, I could see it once it was cured. It's going too slow for me. I don't like it. I'm going to try this. There we go. One drop. I'm not really worried if I mess it up too bad because, like I said, I'm using my Dremel tomorrow. So anything I make look not right, I can smooth out in the morning. Like that bubble, I know I made it too high. That's okay. In the meantime, my cap does fit my apple quite perfectly. So all I have to do is fix my stem and fix everything that's sticking out and we'll be good to go. So I will do that in the morning and then I will get you some final pictures. Thank you for joining us here in the game room for our apple, which is part of our fall makes. Come back and join us here next week. We are continuing with our fall theme, starting to get things ready for our Thanksgiving table. Yep. So I hope you had fun today. I sure did. I learned something new, like how to mix my colors and not mess up my make. And I'm still trying to learn that whole patience thing. I'll get it someday. Anyway, I really like the colors that the kid chose for this. I think it works really well as an apple. Come join us again next week. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm not sure. I have two choices. So I will pick between them and we will see what we get. In the meantime, don't forget to play. See you soon. Bye.